Previously.
1, 2, 3.
X-Rated, the X-Men animated review show.
Strange to think we were just here.
We were just here, but whoa, what a weird view this is. Here we go. We were just here, but it felt like forever. But it is X. We are here, and we are X-Rated, the X-Men animated review show. X-Rated 97.
Those who enter do not come out without paying a price.
We're all paid up. So I don't know about the rest of you, but everybody here definitely paid up. But who are we?
Who are you to challenge the sacrifice?
Well, I didn't know about the sacrifice, but I am your host and S-Horn the Searcher. And I have a co-host.
And if your friend cannot survive, the world will be stronger for his loss.
Oh, well, I don't know if I agree with that.
Probably pretty true.
I don't know about that. Wolver Andre's here. Yeah, I don't know about all that stuff. But we have a guest with us as well, because this is the finale. We got a lot to talk about, and who better to talk about it with us than our good friend.
When navigating uncertain waters, there is no truer compass than an old friend.
Jabocalypse is here.
What's going on, guys?
A truer compass there could not be.
Hey, shirt, by the way.
Very.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, very cool.
Show the people your mug too, or your glass there. That's pretty.
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
He's not.
Oh, wait, hold on. But let's just do it. Cheers,
Church
fellas.
first.
Cheers to another glorious season of X-Men and so much more X-Men to come.
Oh, so much.
All right. Now that that's over with. Yeah, you know what? We're X-Rated 97, and we're here to review X-Men 97, Season 2, Episode 9, Survival of the Fittest. What a finale it was. And, we're Davin and Andre here with Brian. And we're going to get into it all. Oh, I should say this episode was written by Brian Ford Sullivan and directed by Chase Conley and Emmett Yanamura. So you want to hear some theories, fellas?
Bring it on.
Go ahead.
So Bo DeMaio's name was on most of the writing credits right up until this last one. So clearly he was going to take it a different route.
Oh, he's been saying there's very public online. He said what he was going to do with this season. He actually played it all out. Yeah. Basically, the onslaught would have been revealed by the end of the season to have been behind everything, and then it would have started at the Age of Apocalypse, which would have been the next season. It would have had Gambit be the centerpiece in an Age of Apocalypse future parallel timeline, I guess. After all, timeline gets ripped up by onslaught. And it would have been like Charles getting kind of more militarizing the X-Men. But then I think the fight with Onslaught would have had X-Men team up with X-Factor and the Avengers.
Yeah.
What's the plan? So, which I would have preferred.
I don't know. I think Bo DeMaio burns through too many things too quickly.
I think for a show that has 9 episodes or 10 a season, I think it's just fine. There's a lot of X-Men stuff to mind. I like this episode. I felt a little garbled and a little rushed to me. But
and you want it to be more rushed.
No, you did. You wanted to throw in a bunch of stuff which didn't come up at all about Gambit being an external.
No, you want to throw an onslaught and every other thing.
No, because a lot of this season was changed from what it would have been.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wouldn't just been this episode. It would have been a bunch of stuff before this that would have tied into that. I mean,
probably still would have been 10 episodes too.
Yeah, we may still get onslaught later, whatever. But
I think
we're going to. I just think they had
to bring back somehow.
Well, it's like you said. I mean, they had to kind of make a turn because obviously Bo has a lot of credits this season, but I don't think he'll be credited for pretty much anything going forward because I
Probably
think
no.
this was everything. Yeah, like this is everything that he had written down.
Yeah. But I
Sort
would
of.
like just to point out, Devin, once again, that there's no mention, as we argued last week extensively, about Gambit being an external and how they're going to explain it.
I didn't say it was going to happen in this episode.
Yes, you did. Come on.
I did not. Go
You
back.
100% did.
I just think it's coming because they're going to have to explain somehow.
No, they don't.
Hold
Nah,
on. How Rogue and Gambit are going to be able to kiss each other here going forward.
We don't know if they can.
It's a prediction. They're going to be able to get smoochy, and it'll be celestial or external or something. The reason
or Forge.
We're Forge.
Or just
I think that's
they just need the
clunky.
collar.
Just like put a collar on her all the
I
time.
think that's way less clunky than making up some third
It's
version
weird,
of a
man.
sub mutation that makes you able to touch it.
Well, when they got married in the comics, that was it was I think Beast gave it to him as a wedding gift. It was a bracelet that Rogue could wear, and it dampened her power so they could be intimate and stuff like that. And yeah, it was like it was like a classy looking like nice watch and stuff, and that's what it was. It was like a power dampener.
Yeah,
You
So
could do that.
that'd be just fine. See that there's easy explanations that don't take a bunch of crazy wide turns about celestials and other things that they could do.
You just can't have Forge be the MacGuffin for everything.
Well, that's literally what his job is, I think. So,
or Beast, he could do it too.
also just Sandro messaged me after he watched the last episode, which is like his complaints about the episode, and they're all justified. But they don't explain if Gambit's if Apocalypse being in Gambit was planned, or Gambit just killed Apocalypse and he still had a piece for himself in Gambit.
He says it was the whole plan. He says it.
Where in this episode?
No, why
didn't you say that last time when we argued about it last week?
Maybe it was in this episode, but he says it the whole thing was his master plan. Yeah, it's when he comes out as Gambit right before Rogue cures him at the end here. He's like, "This was the plan all along," he says, or something like that.
Okay, well then there's that, sure. But also whatever Cable's glorious purposes didn't seem to matter at all.
No, he's going to be having
a
crisis, identity crisis at the end of this.
Well, I imagine they may. I mean, obviously, there's still a chance that, I'm sure the show's going on, so that they may come back to that. But it seemed very much like his whole arc didn't seem to matter at all. If anything, it just made him into a worse character by the end of it. You're like, oh shit, Cable's kind of a shit.
I
never
liked Cable, so it works for me.
I always thought he was cool, but he by the end of it, you definitely care for him. You if you thought he was a heroic character, you think less of that. So it's not really a hero's journey; it's more of a making a hero seem shittier.
He was all about living out his destiny, as foretold by Ascani. That's what he was all about.
Yeah, and killing seemingly innocent people to get there.
Yep.
No, man. Just like I said, it's fine. I don't agree with a lot of the vitriol online. I think it's a fine season. It's quite good.
There's vitriol. I thought it was an amazing season.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter what they do, Devin. You're gonna like the show, so you don't even need to bother with that.
It's more like no matter what they do, people online are gonna complain.
No, but you have very difficult time finding any problem with this show, even when there's glaring ones. So
there's not many.
Yeah, but you don't even
Ryan, back me up here, man.
You don't even acknowledge I'm not saying I said an 8 out of 10 is a really good score. But even if it's a minor thing, you can't admit it. There are episodes of this show that should not be 10. They could be 9s, they could be 8s, but you won't do that. So
excuse me a moment, Andre. Ryan.
Oh, what do we got?
If I were to say to you, they're all 10s, would you consider me a madman?
I don't say you're a madman. I'm just saying you're blinded by your love of the source material.
Yeah, a little bit of both. I mean, you are a little bit of a madman.
No, that's true.
But
I don't think I've ever used the term madman.
But not about this.
No, it's tough because, especially if on the first viewing, I'm like, oh, they're all 10s. But then there's a couple, and I think we've talked about this in private with say Weapon X-Lies and DVDs or whatever.
Yeah.
Like my first view, I was like, that was maybe an 8. But then I watched it again.
Up to that one too.
But the second viewing, I loved it. I was like, wow, this makes so much more sense. And I don't know if it's just I guess it's also tough when I'm watching them at like 5:30 in the morning, right? So it's like I try not to get too, biased opinions on it, but it's tough because I do think they're all tens,
Yeah.
but I
Two
I
people is not everyone, Devin.
But
well,
You're also like
two
the two
distinguished
biggest X-Men
gentlemen,
fans
like,
I know. So like,
connoisseurs of life and X-Men, like myself and Ryan. Come on.
no, I get it. Like, believe me, I get it. Like when I saw the first Spider, like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, I was like, number one's the best superhero movie ever made. And if you go back and watch it now, I'd be like, no, probably not. Not even because there's other stuff now, but if you just look at some of the problems with the movie itself, whatever.
Well, and that's what I tell everybody, right? It's
But you're just so happy to have it that it's all
yes.
That's what Davin said. They're always so happy
very much
that he just can't.
It's I told Devin before I was like I watch everything at this point in ruby quartz glasses, man, because everything is fine.
Which is fine. I'm glad. I don't want to be Ecker guys' yum. I do, like I said, the show, and it's like if I were to say you had to give it a score, because I didn't give them all 10 out of 10s, it's a 9 out of 10, which is still insanely good. It's just there's a few plot holes and kind of dumb stuff that gives it a negative point, but that's still massively good. Like as far as depicting the X-Men on a show like this, I think this is probably the best. Like you're not going to get something that's going to please everybody. So like I think a 9 out of 10 generally is really, really good, because you're probably, with how shows get made and the amount of stuff involved with them and the studios and writers and blah 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 blah, it's very rare unless there's like one studio head that's like Bo, I guess, was before, where he was just, there's one person making all the decisions, that it could really go to that level. But for something like this level with this many people in it and having to serve this many masters, it's fucking great. Fantastic. Like 9 out of 10. That's really, really good.
Well, especially as a second season too, where it's like obviously they had like the writing switch up because of what happened with Bo and all that, but then also like I would say probably halfway through their production of this, they probably were already getting the green light on season 3, season 4, whatever. So you have to imagine that like this season, looking back on it, probably good, because it's not as good as season 1. Season 1 was perfection.
I agree with you. I think it's because they had what Bo was doing and they were following that. But then when they knew Bo wasn't coming back, they're like, we have seasons 3, 4, and 5 or whatever to do, and we don't know what he was going to do, and we can't ask him. And so we do, then we have to give him credit. So all we can do is figure out where we want it to go, and pivot towards that, because they didn't have the benefit of what his thought was or everything written down for the next 5 seasons.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
Like it did seem like they put in enough little nods to Onslaught that they are still heading that way, but it sounded like he would have done it sooner. But
I think a slow burn on that is better, though.
I agree. I think like I would like to see Onslaught, and I'm excited to see when they do it. But I just feel like for how big the scope of the beginning of this season seemed, with like Apocalypse being the end all be all and some massive thing, it felt like the stakes at the end. It didn't. I don't know. It seemed much
smaller.
Yeah, like it seemed very small, and even the fight at the end, like the big, like as a well, we'll get into it in the episode, but he didn't really do anything. Fired up. He didn't really do anything. Like literally nothing. He just rose the X-Men and then got murked. So it's like, yeah. But anyway, yep. Let's get to it. All right. So boom. That's just the recap of what happened. We all remember what happened.
MZ says season 3 versus season 1 will be a much more fair comparison. In his opinion, they didn't rush Onslaught or Age of Apocalypse. Yeah,
it feels.
I won't be upset if they don't do Age of Apocalypse.
That's what I mean. I don't think they will, because if they do a whole other, like it would take quite a chunk of the season if they were to do it, and if they do another central Apocalypse focused thing.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
That's a big chunk of this show they're doing. They're obviously picking different eras. So,
what I'd love to see is like how DC was doing all those like animated movies based on the comics, like some better than others, but like I would love to see like an Age of Apocalypse special.
I agree. That's what I was saying. Spin-offs would be great.
Oh yeah, it'd be the perfect way of doing it, because I mean, there's so many awesome stories you could tell without having to be like show canon. Just show the movie.
Well, they could still. It could just be a parallel universe within this one. Have the Watcher introduce it or something, right? But I really
X seasons. X
But
seasons.
one of my
5 seasons of this show.
one of my wild wishes was to see the X-Men 2099 group show up. So I still hope I can see that at some point. Even just them.
They never really interact with the actual X-Men though. Like
no, even just seeing them. Like if they just show time scattered,
Yeah.
like a shattering of time in different timelines, and you see them in one, that would make me happy. That's all I need. But you know,
you just see Bloodwing and you'll be happy.
damn right, and Mean Streak and all the other ridiculous characters.
I love that.
I did too, man. I don't know. It was just so cool.
I tried to love it.
I'm a
I
like
I
think it's the same reason why I'm a fan of a good cover song. It's like familiar but different, you know.
Yep.
So it's cool. It's
have you ever heard of a band called Plain Simple Tailors?
I'm not familiar. No,
They do a fine cover.
They're a bunch of bums that I hired to play in my theater. They left their hat behind. It's been there for months.
That's true, but I'm getting it back on Saturday, and I'll be so glad to see it.
Well, I'm holding for ransom now.
You'll forget it again. It's fine.
That's true. It'll be good. We'll get it and then forget it back behind. The things that bother Andre number one about the show, also minor nitpicks, and believe me, I understand they are. If someone's in a medical hospital, would they leave them dressed in their entire superhero outfit? Like, how do they get?
How do you even get Gambit out of that pink thing?
How's his IV in? How's his heart monitor in? Like, there's a heart monitor going. How's it going through his chest plate?
Half of his outfit is like a suit of armor, so it can't be like hard to get up.
But they have a heart monitor. You can see it right here.
Well, yeah, you can get that on there. They have, that could be on his wrist or whatever.
Do you see it on his wrist? It's wrapped around his arm.
Well, it's a good one. It is funny that they didn't at least take his coat off.
Though, isn't that just like the perfect shot of like a 90s cartoon?
Oh yeah.
But it's also kind of and this is once again an animation nitpick. Look at this scene. That bed is attached to the wall, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it.
Now look at this just a second before.
Okay, go back to the other shot.
There's definitely not that much space between the wall and him. Also,
it's kind of hard to say, but yeah.
Also, all that this thing in front of his leg here, all this stuff is not on the wall behind him. Look,
but the thing is there, like that machine is there on the other side of the bed, and it looks.
That is, but this isn't. You can see how far out it is. That's not there either.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
room's a little bigger from the above.
Well, it's also not attached to the wall from above. And also, whatever this thing is, this TV screen isn't there either. Anyway,
Picky McGee, we call him.
David,
my comics, Miles. Ugh.
The good things are in the details. You make every movie's generally the same idea. What makes a movie better is the details. Anyway, we get the X-Men have split up, in which Rogue, Beast, and Morph, who's with them? Yeah, Nightcrawler. Go to. They found Apocalypse's ship, which is under the ocean. Same one they visited way back in the day. That gave him his abilities from the Celestial. They find basically the same thing that he had gone through that had turned him into Apocalypse, with Rogue attempting to go in and try to find a way to stop him.
The Celestial Gateway.
Nightcrawler cautions her that the things that go in come out different, and she goes in and trying to save Gambit. Then we see the siege of the X-Core Tower by X Factor. Once again, no reference or anything to Alex and Scott being related. Do they even know?
They're never gonna do it. It's just gonna be like an ongoing thing forever.
But do they even know that they must not know they're brothers, right?
Yeah, they don't even know at this point.
They definitely don't know. Maybe Val does, but she's not telling.
So anyway, basically it's just one big fight. Oh yeah, so Rogue goes in, confronts the Celestial, offers basically he says that she has to sacrifice.
Pretty great scene. These Celestials are always awesome looking and sounding.
Yeah, they look cool.
Matthew Waterston does the voice of S on the Searcher.
They also see their heart, like them get damaged on the way in. See her hands are all burned from going through the portal.
Nightcrawlers is
Nightcrawlers is later as well. basically she has to sacrifice herself in order to save Gambit. They'll give him the power to stop Apocalypse. Basically, he talks about how Apocalypse is there to destroy because only creation can come from destruction.
First, he's annoyed because she's not supposed to be there, and she's holding the celestial remnant that's not supposed to be hers.
Right, so that she took for them was
like,
given her.
That's not yours, and he just breaks it. So she loses
takes it.
all that power.
So this is Esson, yes, the celestial. He removes the
M said figures Polaris might have figured it out already, and that reveal could be in season 3 with Cyclops and Havoc. That's an interesting theory.
I think it'll have to be. I'm assuming that they'll bring back Corsair or something. And
Corsair is going to do it.
Piece that'll do it.
I want to see a whole season, or at least half a season, of like Rise of the Shi'ar Empire kind of stuff.
Probably season 4
of the Shi'ar Empire. Yeah, that would be amazing.
I mean, I think the Brotherhood isn't going to be a whole season's worth of whatever. So there's probably a lot of different stuff coming on. That'll probably be the start of it. But
Freedom Force.
Yeah. I think Brute Force, maybe, the kangaroo and the dolphin and the lion.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Well, they're Weapon X. They're all Weapon X related.
Are they really? Do they retcon that and make it the Weapon X program?
Them,
yeah. I think a friend of mine,
2, the one after Captain America, Weapon 2 was where they tried to experiment on animals instead.
A friend of mine was obsessed with those comics and also like NFL Super Pro. So I made him like a fake comic cover that was a team up between the NFL Super Pro from Marvel and the Brute Force.
Brute Force.
Yeah. So Essen declares that life cannot advance with a mercy and needs Apocalypse to advance through struggle. Rogue attempts to strike the Celestial, claiming that life. I love how the Celestial's like only through struggle can life advance, and then she tries to punch it, proving its point. Yeah. But then she says that there are other things that you can advance by fighting for love. Essen demands she prove this by sacrificing herself. She accepts. He gives her the same power he gave Apocalypse for one last fight, and she merges and flies off. Then we get.
She's like, well, Gambit was like shit all anyway, and she's just like, well, you didn't know Remy LaPoe, and tries to like punch him in the face.
Yeah, this is what I wanted last episode. And I was saying she seemed very.
Celestial Rogue is so amazing.
She's very Wonder Woman. That symbol on her head looks very Wonder Woman-esque. Is the first thing I noticed.
Very much so.
Very much. It's literally the Wonder Woman symbol, kind of.
But she's so sparkly.
Yes, so she comes out, says she has the power to fight Apocalypse. Nightcrawler puts 2 and 2 together that she made some kind of sacrifice in order to do that and figures out what that could be.
Ryan will soon have a whole collection of Celestial Rogues by many different artists.
That's a great design. I'm really excited for it.
We see the government-sanctioned Sentinels that are being run by X-Factor. We get some great X-Factor. Like this whole action, like as much as I think that the big fight with Apocalypse was kind of a letdown, this action sequence.
This is the fight.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know if it's the fight. I think we could have had both, but anyway, this battle's pretty cool. There's a big X-Factor versus the X-Men with X-Force obviously on X-Factor's side trying to get in so that
we already got the big fight with Apocalypse in the previous episode. The fight with him now is a psychological.
That wasn't really a fight either, though.
Well, more so than this one. But yeah, I was looking forward to this siege on the tower.
It was more a Nightcrawler fight where like Apocalypse as Gambit.
Yeah, I mean, these two speaking up on Wolverine even is not a good idea.
Gambit actually didn't even do any real fighting in that episode. You get some of that in this episode, which was nice to finally see as well.
Oh yeah, Gambit's awesome in this episode.
Yeah, big fight between everybody.
But yeah, not a good idea for Psylocke and Archangel to be sneaking up on.
We do see Havoc,
even without Morph, which was a pretty cool fake out, and he turns into Doc Ock.
We haven't got there yet, but yes.
Really?
Havoc and Jubilee have an aerial dogfight between the Blackbird and I'm going to call it the Redbird because I don't think it has a name, which would be the X-Factor jet. Which is pretty great because Jubilee does manage to outmaneuver him using autopilot to eject herself from the ship, use her powers to expel the missile following her, and then send another flare to send it towards his ship, which is very cool. We
what I
also
loved
see
about that too is the after Havoc has to be jacked, like you could see, and it was animated so well, like how proud he was of her.
Yeah, he actually
'Cause-
said like good job, or he was like
yeah,
he was happy that she
whatever, like good job, whatever he called her, and
kid,
he
I
just
think.
he smiles, and he's
Kid.
parachuting away.
Yeah.
It was pretty amazing. Jubilee's the ultimate badass now, and I love it.
We get Siren has joined X Factor somewhere between before and now.
MZ wants to know if Strong Guy's powers are more similar to Sebastian Shaw than Bishop. Strong Guy, he like absorbs the kinetic energy and then it makes him stronger, but he has to let it out or it causes him.
Well, that's what happened to Bishop. He would have died because he couldn't have let it out before.
Yeah,
That's
Strong
damaging.
Guy's like when Bishop is malfunctioning, but Strong Guy's like that all the time.
Well,
That's
there's a
why he
great,
got so big. Yeah.
great moment here where Strong Guy and him are fighting, and Bishop even says, it's like we can't do anything to each other. Like, 'cause basically they're fighting the same, they have the same powers essentially.
Jubilee,
which
the
is a
first
fun moment.
X-Man to not crash a Blackbird from any.
During the big old fight, Gambit recovers enough to assist them in the fight, which is a great sequence of seeing Gambit finally get back and get to kick some ass. And he even uses Madrox against him by powering up one of the Madrox clones, so they all explode eventually, which is kind of a neat little expansion of his powers. We do see a really cool fight between Cable and his parents, which is really nice, which is really well done. But basically, Cable manages to get
Cable
through.
should have known those two were not going to stand down. Like, and they should have known this. Well, you know what? They all did know. That's why they fought.
But he does manage to. Cable uses powers to crumble the tower essentially, to keep everyone distracted long enough for him to shoot Gambit in the head, seemingly killing him.
Yep.
However,
Which is a wild scene, right? Because it's like, obviously we're older and we're looking at this through older eyes, but I'm thinking to myself, I was like, man, if this was back in '92 and like Cable just shot somebody in the head, I was like, I don't know how
they never would have shown this then. This
Yeah.
is not designed for children. The show's designed for us.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Which is very smart on Disney's part because they're aware the audience has grown, so the storytelling has grown. I mean, I guess kids could watch the show.
It was very, very, very important that Rogue not make it back before that happened, because then the whole episode would have been about her killing Cable. Like, it's very, very important that she missed that moment, and then she just shows up conveniently after that, because it would have been bad if she showed up a couple minutes earlier.
But then it's revealed that Remy still turns into Apocalypse, or Apocalypse still takes over. They were tracking Gambit through like celestial energy, which was not quite at 100% within Gambit. But now it is, as we see in Bell's glasses here, as he resurrects, it becomes.
I love this Gambit with the scythe. It's pretty cool looking.
Yeah, like the Apocalypse Gambit is cool.
Yeah, like just turns his bow staff into a scythe. It's pretty cool.
Or maybe we're right about where that I guess I skipped past that, but he does turn into Dark Rock.
Skipped over it real fast.
Well,
yeah, it was. Yeah, it all happened once.
Anyway, it was Doc Ock.
It only goes ahead in 10-second increments. So when you do this, so it just kept missing whatever scenes he was Doc Ock in.
It was straight up out of the animated series, though.
100%, yeah.
And might I add, the perfect character for Morph to turn into to fight Archangel, because he has to still remain a physical form. He doesn't have projectiles, but like having Doc Ock arms, super helpful against Archangel.
Couldn't he become an Archangel and just fly after him?
He could, but he's not as good at being Archangel as Archangel. That's probably not a good idea.
Okay, so basically there is no fight here. He just becomes Apocalypse and then mind controls all the X-Men.
But that's what you were asking for. Like the other episode, you're like, why doesn't he just mind control everybody? You know, like, well,
why didn't he do this before? Why is this the first time he's ever done this?
I don't know. His power fluctuates. Who knows? He always has a weird plan.
It's an awful convenient way to explain a plot hole.
But if you think about it, so like the Gambit from the Apocalypse Gambit from last episode technically was still having Gambit fight Apocalypse.
That is true. He's really fully Apocalypse.
Yeah, whereas this one, like, he is Apocalypse. Point. So he's
gonna the idea that he has a Gambit's ability somehow augmenting his own too is that as well. I don't know if that would make him stronger with that power, but still.
Well, he does like powerful vessels, but it's also explains why he doesn't do much in the manner of a fight. He's already using all his power to kind of control all the X-Men.
Yeah, there's no. It's just like I said, it's not a fight at all. He just mind controls the X-Men, and then they're going to use them to kill Xavier. But then Xavier's safe.
Morph could turn into Angel pre-transformation to fuck with Archangel's mind.
That's right. He should.
That's pretty.
That's what I do. Psychological warfare, baby.
He'd get beat up in that fight, though. The bird does not beat the Archangel.
Then Rogue shows up. Remember that terrible Ghost Rider movie starring Nicolas Cage?
What one?
The first one.
What one?
The Nicolas Cage
Ghost Rider
Ghost
one?
Rider
Yeah.
movie,
It was not.
Remember how like the bad guy was Blackheart, and every villain that was sent at him, it wasn't really a fight. Like Ghost Rider just beat them all immediately. He'd make like a chain with a stare. Like literally, there was no fight.
Only the second movie.
There was no conflict. He just beat them all, or like hardly had like any fight whatsoever. Which is how the external Gambit fight seemed last episode, and how the Rogue Apocalypse fight seems this episode. Like literally, she shows up, grabs him by the neck, and then turns him, puts all his energy into a jewel similar to the one that was given to her by the external, or taken out of the external. Gives it to Cable to look after, because he's been chasing Apocalypse his whole life.
And she didn't see him shoot Gambit in the head.
That is true. But Gambit, now free of Apocalypse's control, he gets to be alive.
But I think you kind of skipped over by accident too, like Gambit's kick-ass fight scene when he first.
I said that earlier. I said no. In Gambit, he saves the other X-Men from X Factor by having a big kick-ass fight scene, and then uses Jamie he powers up one of Madrox's things and makes them all explode, which is really unique. I said all this unique way to use his power.
I don't know who voices Jamie, but it's the first time we hear him, and that's
it's gonna be one of my X points, which I think you're gonna enjoy. You're gonna enjoy it. So they get to kiss. Her powers go away. She says there was a sacrifice to be made, admitting that she's going to die soon. But then we see what happened is that Nightcrawler, whose hand got messed up going through the portal as well, sacrifices himself in exchange for Rogue to Essen, right? Nightcrawler convinces us to sacrifice him instead. And he says that he believes that they'll mourn him, but the X-Men will move on. They'll get to live and enjoy their life, and he has faith that it'll all work out. And it just kind of fades to white. Then we get the end of the episode. And then we discover Val Cooper. So I was wrong. I can admit that, Devin. Val Cooper has never been Mystique the whole time.
The motivations just didn't make any sense if she was Mystique, though.
Yeah, I agree. But I thought at some point she may swap out. Might have swapped out without us seeing it, but now we're seing it. So we see Val in her office looking at a file on Mystique. And then she is interrupted by Val Cooper.
Cool stuff in that file.
Yeah, there's some fun stuff.
For an X point.
Yeah.
We see Anne-Marie Darkholm is Anna-Marie Darkholm is Rogue's real name is mentioned in here as a daughter. So I don't know if we ever said her full name on the show before. We also see some of the people that are that she's associated with, and some of them were like Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Yes, Magneto. It looks like Toad.
MZ says Apocalypse said he enjoyed waiting a millennium.
Yeah, and to save your lesson.
Xavier a lesson.
Except all those other times they fought before this one in the last show. So anyway,
it's a full circle moment because Remy sacrificed himself to save Kurt and everyone in Genosha, and now Kurt sacrificed himself to save Remy and Rogue.
I'm not convinced he's going to be dead.
Not forever.
No, I don't think he's actually dead now. It's
Nightcrawler?
I don't think so.
I hope not.
We never saw a body. The Celestial could send him another way. He basically said he was prepared to sacrifice himself. The Celestial didn't say he would kill him. So there's still room for someone. Who knows?
Interesting.
So Darko, we see her looking at the file. It says that Mystique's an enemy of the United States, and she says, basically, yeah, that's correct, and then shoots Val. So Val's dead, to be possibly replaced by Mystique going forward, or just this is the end of Val, and Mystique's other plans come up.
Oh, it can't be the end of Val.
Why not?
Well,
I mean, it's too intertwined with everything going on. It's the perfect person for Mystique to pretend to be for a while.
Yeah,
it looks like based on what they reveal that they get into the meat and potatoes of all that pretty quick next season. So I'm thinking it's not going to be very long.
Val can get her close to her sonny boy.
Nightcrawler?
No, Graydon.
Oh,
Graydon.
Right, yes. That's true. Oh, they did announce that as well, which I missed.
Yeah,
President
President
won the
Cradle
election.
Green
He's
Green.
down
So
the
that's
council.
where season 3's going, and that's insane. Like that's gonna be the
Well, as we saw in this the clip
kind of
from
stuff. And
as we saw in the clip from season 3, there's like the Brotherhood are fighting like American Sentinels, which are like different colored. The ones that the X Factor had were using in this episode. So obviously they're at the as a government sanctioned group. I imagine X Factor will peel away from that too if they're but we'll see.
Or they'll all get fired from like that X Factor.
Yeah.
And instead of calling themselves like, the anything else, like, they call themselves X Factor, and you bring in some of the villains instead of the heroes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, end of episode.
Yeah.
End of episode. All right. Well, moving on to
some good voice work. Like Nightcrawler sacrifice is sweet and makes sense. It just feel like I feel like to continually kill off people the way they're killing them off, it seems like a lot to do all this at once.
It's very X-Men though.
I feel like Nightcrawler, yes, it's very X-Men when you take in consideration they have 70 years of comics where like a few years go by before they bring these people back. They don't have the benefit of that with 10 episode shows, seasons. So I don't think he's really going to be dead. I don't think he would have died and they have to resurrect him. I think there'll be some other thing that will bring him back around.
And he thinks the Celestials respect strength and dedication, so he will not.
The mere that's what I mean. The mere fact that he was willing to do it was enough for them. I don't know if they would need him to do it. I think they may have some other mission to set him off on or something in space, which could connect to the Shi'ar and all that sort of stuff. Who knows?
Creed's first executive order will be to disband X Factor or arrest them.
Well, yeah, it sounds like he's not interested in looking. He just wants to imprison or most likely just kill mutants. So I don't think X Factor trying to capture them for their own good is going to fit into his plan.
MZ's season MVPs, Nightcrawler, Magneto, and Rogue. We're going to talk about ours here in a minute.
Magneto's been in only 2 episodes of the entire season.
But first,
at a 9, he's been in.
Each of us will have to look into his own heart and decide.
They're all 10s. It made me cry. Nightcrawler's sacrifice. I told Aid Huff it made me cry. He apologized. I felt better. But it was so
What do you think, Ryan?
Beautiful.
This one I give a 10. I know there was some things that were like a little wonky, but like from just like sitting down and watching it, I really enjoyed it from beginning, middle, and end. So I can't give it much lower. Like if I start scrutinizing it, maybe I'll drop it down. But like in my mind right now, it's still a 10 because I had a really good time on that whatever Wednesday morning or whatever it was.
I was inclined to give it an 8, but I really did like the episode. I just feel like that, like when someone does a big like high jump in the Olympics, and then if they land perfectly, it's like they get a 10. But if they land just a little off center, it's still like a high number, but not quite. They'll deduct a point. I felt like that happened. I don't feel like they really hit the perfect landing, but I felt like it was pretty close, so I'll give it a 9.
That's fair. I think
there's a lot of stuff that's lingering that just make me go, why this doesn't like I don't understand why this is that way. That I felt like they didn't need to leave that many plot holes. It's not like it's rife with plot holes. It's just I don't know. I just felt like considering the apocalypse thing seemed to be the center point of the whole season. It just seemed to be, I don't know, the ending seemed really strange.
Yeah. Well, I'll give it to you.
If your friend cannot survive, the world will be stronger for his loss.
Trying to kill me?
Because
Is it a threat?
No.
But I will say, like, if you think of like Apocalypse in this universe, go back to the finale of season, what was it, 4? Was that like a 3-parter?
Yeah, 4-parter.
Yeah, 4-parter. Yeah. Like that was Apocalypse.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I kind of wanted more of that.
Yeah,
I felt like we didn't get a lot of that this season.
No, and it's hard because, like, to me, that was like the perfect Apocalypse story.
Yeah.
So like even bringing him back, though I was super happy to see him and like how like they fit him in. It's really hard because I don't think you're ever going to touch that story.
Well, even like in the opening when they show him fighting like You know,
Had to go
when they
do
use the clips where he grabs Archangel and uses them against them, like they're shooting him.
Yeah.
Confetti. Like, oh, that would be cool. Like, I just wanted to see like them fighting Apocalypse in this new way they're doing it with the new story, the new whatever. And I did feel like we got none of that. Like in the past, you know, we saw him become Apocalypse, which was great. And in the future, he wasn't really Apocalypse. He was in his chamber. And then in the past, he's not really. You see him briefly when he brings Gambit back, and then he's just Apocalypse Gambit. So I don't know. It just felt like. I think if it was,
they all need to be 15 minutes longer.
Yeah, I agree. I think, and like not. I don't. I hate getting into speculation. We're saying if they did this, it would have been better. Because who knows? But I just feel like a lot of us were assuming he was going to resurrect some of the mutants as horsemen, and then Gambit they'd reach out through Gambit and get him to come back and help defeat Apocalypse. And I kind of wish they would have just went that way. Sometimes the predictable way is predictable because it's the best way, not necessarily not doing something that you would never predict just to make it unpredictable isn't necessarily the best path. Not saying that it wouldn't have been here. I don't know. I felt like they really tried to do a swerve and surprise you. And I think that hurt the story a little bit more than if they just
well, especially when like if you think about from like last season, and we're like, oh, who are the horsemen going to be? Or you start naming these people, and you're right, like, and it's our own fault for getting it built up in our heads, right?
Yeah, I agree.
But like now I'm just like, well, I was like, well, shit, man. I was like, but shit, I wanted to see like a magic horseman. I wanted to see, you know, even if they brought Magneto back as a horseman, or even if they did a leech, right? Like, who cares? Like, I wanted to see more horsemen.
I think
I did, but I'm glad it circumvented our expectations that way. We all thought we were going to see the horsemen.
I agree.
There's like, here's what you get instead, and like, you know what? I'm happy with what we got. But
yeah, they went all in on Gambit, but like they also didn't. I don't know, man. It just felt. I remember I said I kind of wish he stayed dead last season because it would have sort of taints his sacrifice for bringing him back. But I feel like, I don't know, this didn't feel satisfying to untaint that to me. But anyway.
If they bring in Strife, they could set up Apocalypse's return.
Okay. Well, it makes sense to do that eventually, you know.
And he says they should have had a funeral for Kurt. I don't think they should, because I don't think Kurt's dead. They skipped forward to that like blissful part after the morning that Kurt was talking about. You know what I mean? I like that they skipped ahead and showed like it just made the sacrifice more beautiful, and it was a tearjerker.
Yeah, no, it was great. You know, Aiden, like, Nightcrawler MVP for sure.
That was actually
X-Points 97.
Let me go first, Evan, just so I can tell you this. I know you'll be happy. Guess who did the voice of Multiple Man?
Who?
Friend of the show, Ron Rubin.
Did Ron do it?
Yeah.
It was a weird choice. I love Ron, and I love all his voices, but it's not what I ever thought in my head Madrox would sound like.
That's what he's listed as in the credits as Ron Rubin.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, I'm glad Ron got another voice. I would have given him someone bigger. Like, he does so many cool voices. Like, they got to give Ron a awesome villain to do or something. Like, he would have been a great Mojo.
Yeah, I think we said that before. He would have been.
Yeah, he said he was up. He'd auditioned for it.
Oh, he should have got it. Well, I mean, who knows? The guy that did a great job too. So whatever.
Yeah, he did.
All right, yeah, Ron Rubin. There you go. He's back.
Wow, there you go. Love you, Ron. Sorry, it's just not what I thought Madrox would sound like.
Oh, I liked it. It was fine. I mean, Madrox not a character I ever really thought that much about. So.
But you know what? It kind of sounded douchey in a way, and like Madrox is kind of douchey. So maybe it is a good voice for Madrox. So,
well, you don't know what direction. You don't know what direction he was given either, right? They may have said make him sound douchey.
Who voiced Madrox in Cold Comfort? Did he say anything in Cold Comfort?
I don't think so.
I don't remember Madrox.
I don't think so either.
Saying anything. Yeah, I don't know about that.
The guy with the most mouths says nothing.
Anyway, next X point person.
All right. Well, you got any X points there, Ryan?
I do.
All right, fire one up.
You know that.
It just says unknown if you're looking at the cast.
So this one's actually kind of cool. And I had to write it down so I didn't forget. Nightcrawler was actually supposed to be the death last season in episode 5. So, and I didn't believe it, but so I found an interview with the one producer. Hold on, Prince's name, Jake Castorena, said
Yeah.
that he was supposed to be the death in season one, but then they switched over to Gambit because it really pushed Rogue's story forward and all that. So when Nightcrawler ends up making this status or
It's like they're undoing what they wanted to do originally. That's funny.
kind of, yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, because like it's which just is very interesting and it fits. I think it was a smarter move to kind of move Gambit in which way they were going. But yeah, Nightcrawler was actually supposed to be the death in Genosha. The big heroic one at least.
No, I'm glad we got more wicked stuff of him first. Like that
absolutely.
fight scene. We wouldn't have got that sword fight scene with 9 and all that. Oh, come on now. Okay, here's one. So now, whenever Storm uses her powers, that same Storm music comes in, and I love it. I love that all the characters have their individual theme songs now, and I kind of hope they carry over a bit into the MCU because they've kind of teased the main theme in the MCU a bit. It'd be cool if they kind of keep the character themes, and that's the influence that this cartoon has over on the
I'm surprised
MCU.
you're like not upset, but obviously a little more attention brought towards the fact Storm really took a back burner in this season. She doesn't do very much or is involved with really any story.
That part's not my favorite, but not every Storm or a story can be a Storm story. She got an awesome life.
But there's none this season, so I know, but like I think it's they pick each season. You pick a few people to give a highlight.
Look, my two favorite characters are Storm and Wolverine, and those characters have generally had a backseat in these first two seasons.
No, Wolverine got a whole episode this season.
Well, yeah, but that was
more of a morph episode. I guess.
It took a season and a half to get to his episode, but I think we'll get there. I hope. I know it's been teased that there's like the best Wolverine episode is next season, and it's already done.
It'd be cool if what I'm gonna my theory will be on that one. We'll get Wolverine origins in animated form.
How would you do that? They're just doing a flashback or something.
Watch the episode. You trust them to do well regardless of swerves. I'm sure they'll figure out a way to make it work.
That would be an interesting.
Maybe it'll be something with them going into his mind and finding his lost memories. I don't know, but who knows? We'll figure it out.
Who knows?
All right, my next point is
maybe they'll cover him in adamantium and make him an adamantium statue.
Oh, that would suck. Bring an old man Logan in.
That could be. That's probably a pretty good guess, actually.
Yeah, when Mystique's file, it shows her aliases. They're listed as Rebecca R. and Jennifer L.
Yep.
And RC, is it Randall C?
Yeah,
or Jennifer
in the last series.
Yeah, she's voicing her this one too, isn't she? It's the same. Yeah. It's the same voice actress.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm pretty sure. Where to go here? Let me take a look at it.
Yeah, it's her.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought so. So yeah, her aliases are as Randall C, Rebecca R, Jennifer D, and Jennifer L, which are the previous voice actresses: Randall Carpenter, Jennifer Dale, and Rebecca Romaine, and Jennifer Lawrence. So this is a fun little line.
Madrox's big line in that episode was, "It's more like a baker's dozen."
Yeah, Ron killed it. Good job, Ron.
Randall Carpenter is reprising her role.
Yep. That's what we just said.
Yep.
Yeah, it's my next point. So it's this fun little nod to the depictions of Mystique across various other series and stuff, which is cool. Yep. Ryan, you got another one?
Yeah, there's always something. But and it's like a small one, but like if you look at the Bible page that when Rogue and Gambit are looking at it, it's got the 1975 on there because that's a year that Kurt was created in giant size. Yeah,
very cool.
One of those goofy little Easter eggs they put in every episode that like you watch them a couple times and you're like, man, like how did I miss that?
I do really think I making wild predictions, I guess. I do think God Loves Man Kills will be adapted in some way next season.
Absolutely, 100%.
Because if you're gonna do the whole thing with Stryker making I mean, if they bring back, if Nightcrawler isn't dead, if he gets reunited with the group or whatever at some point, because he was a part of the center focus of that when they were saying God didn't make him this in his image, as Nightcrawler. So there's that whole religion thing, but it means a little more when his brother is involved, because I think Graydon Creed will be involved with that as well. But Stryker will probably be there too. So.
Yeah. Well, and you don't leave an Easter egg like they did with Stryker and the Purifiers. A few episodes ago. Like obviously, like they're leading to some crazy shit coming.
Yeah.
And now we have like the human sentinels and all the other stuff. So and I know they didn't call them ONE, but I'm assuming that's what they're going to end up calling them. But yeah, it's wild.
Here's a prediction, since it's going to be a pretty serious season with all that like Graydon Creed stuff. I think the silly episode they throw in there will be Arcade in Murder World. You got to get it eventually, because it's been too long.
Well, there's quite a few characters they haven't touched with, and but they've hit a lot. But I'd like to see Sauron make a return. We haven't seen him in.
Well, we've had he should have showed up in that Savage Land episode.
All right, so my third X point, which I believe is my last. No, I started, didn't I? So that means I have to end. Shit. Is this? I know we talked about it in the episode, but
oh, did I say mine? I don't think I said mine.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I thought you were
well, first, it's gonna be a quick promotion, and it's gonna tie into my X point. Join us next week for our interview with Carolina Ravassa, Polaris. That's going to be a lot of fun. And join us the week after that for our interview with Isaac Robinson Smith. We're going to have Bipolar on. That's right. Back-to-back weeks. It's Bipolar.
The terrible code name for those two.
Yeah, it's perfect, isn't it?
It is, but it's a good mashing together of their names. But I mean, bipolar is not necessarily a positive thing.
Yeah. So
certainly not an indicator of a good relationship.
At the end of the episode, those two are having a nice little picnic. I like their little romance.
Me too.
I hope it continues.
All right. I know we talked about it in the episode, but I wanted to just bring this up. Share screen. Man, look how cool this was. We really need to see.
Doc.
We really need to see Spider-Man 98 done in the same style as the show. I very much want it.
I figure sometime next year we got to start reviewing that series. We'll be done all the X-Men stuff.
I feel like Disney, if you notice, just listen to the fans. This Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show is great. You can still do that, but give us Spider-Man 98. The amount.
I never liked how jacked this Doc Ock was, though. Like I always liked.
No, I actually kind of did. I always thought this design was cool. He still got the dumb haircut.
You have to have a haircut.
His accent was great in it too.
Everyone was super jacked in that show, though.
It was great.
Nerds in the high school, they're all
fucking great. The show's great.
Yeah, it was like Spider-Man, He-Man. It was great.
It was Spider-Man, He-Man. Yeah. Made good act. They wanted to make action figures out of everybody. That's why.
So we saw Morph turn into various characters from Spider-Man through the show, and we saw Peter and them at the end of last episode, a little cameo or last season. So I don't know, man. Let's see. We saw him turn into Spider-Man. We saw him turn Doc Ock and a few other characters too, Rhino. I think he did turn to Rhino in one episode. Maybe I think it's something else. But anyway, yeah. Just it looks so cool, man. It looks so good. Bring him back. Bring him back.
It's bound to happen.
Mark Hamill, fucking Wilson Fisk. It was so good. There's so many Spider-Man stories since, and that they didn't touch him back then. They could do.
What was her name? Saratoga something. Saratoga Ballantyne, who did Mary Jane. They're all still around. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if they're not, they can get someone else, whatever. But it'd be awesome.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be that hard. Yeah. Even if they just did a special here or there, where I could see it happening is at one of these episodes you actually get Spider-Man.
That'd be cool.
Because it's
but I'd rather just I just want Spider-Man 98. Bring it back.
Oh no, I agree, but talk about using that as a soft launch to almost build an extended universe here.
Yeah,
because You'd think that at some point, like, since Marvel Animation is Marvel Animation, that they have some kind of scheme in their head that they're like, not that it'll be connected every week, but that they'll actually start making like an animated universe, almost like DC did for a long time. But they did theirs with movies, which made it very difficult. But
I want to see Mark Hamill do Hobgoblin again.
Yeah,
You know, you
awesome.
can still do it. It'd be awesome. It was so good.
Love it.
it was so good.
I'll show the X-Goons my my new purchase. You guys see your next one.
All right. You got another one, Ryan?
No, I had the two good ones. That's it.
All right, I got another one. Boop, 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 boop. Well, it was just my next point is more of a comment, really, and it's just how well they use the mutant powers in this show, because it's something we've talked about in all the series we've reviewed, and some series do it better than other series, but they just knock it out of the park with the powers. Everyone's powers, Morph, like Rogue, Gambit in that fight scene, Cyclops, of course, in the fight scene that opens the whole series. It's Storm, awesome. Like when they're like give them the forecast, like they just like use everyone's powers so well, and it's magnificent.
Very cool.
That's what
I got this from it just came in today. So it's like
oh right, that's the best.
It's like a it's all embroidered. So this is embroidered. This is embroidered. The arms have Doc Ock, Venom, and the Green Goblin.
That's incredible.
And they're all embroidered, which is really cool. And the back is the coolest part.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is so good.
It's purple. It's like what do they call it? It's like a Letterman jacket. I guess it's like a college jacket or whatever. But,
yeah, this it looks like, yeah.
It's it's super cool. I love it. It was such an impulse buy, but I was like, fuck. I saw it show up on my feed. I bought some from that company before, and I was like, god damn it. And I had like a bunch of credit. I still do because I bought a bunch of stuff years ago. And so anyway, yeah.
The internet is undefeated, man.
So cool. I know.
I'm gonna steal another.
Purple, which is my favorite color.
I'm gonna steal another X point.
You can take my last one if you want. You can go ahead.
The pictures of the known associates.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
File are the original sketches of the old school Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
Oh, really? That's cool.
That's cool. Like Mastermind and everybody.
Yeah, there was a couple in there. Like I could tell some of them were the regular ones.
Scarlet Witch was on there.
Yeah, I can see her in Quicksilver.
Yeah. Toad, who we haven't really seen.
Well, there's still room. Like we obviously everyone's still waiting for Kitty Pryde to show up. And
I sure am. We talked about that with Larry Houston, why she wasn't in the other series, and they said
it's because that Pride of the X-Men thing.
Yeah, because Pride of the X-Men didn't get picked up. She was a hot potato.
Also, I feel like there's another X-Men. There's one other major X-Men character we haven't really seen in the show yet either, isn't there? I feel like there's two that everybody's waiting for. Anyway, maybe not. Oh, I guess Iceman is kind of the one that if you want to see.
Yeah, Iceman coming back. It's like whereas like Iceman at least like has an episode, but yeah, the fact that Kitty hasn't existed at all is just wild.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think they'll make Iceman
gorgeous wall?
Do you think they'll follow the comics and make him gay?
Probably.
Yeah.
Cool. He'd be like, I don't miss you anymore, players. I realize I'm gay now.
Mm-hmm.
Basically. Good thing, because he can't compete with Bishop.
Maybe he wants Bishop. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, Ed Asner was J. Jonah Jameson. Yeah, he passed away.
Get me pictures of Spider-Man. I can do it. Just get me
the voice for Kingpin in that show was really good. I just saw a clip of it again. Somewhere showed up in a reel, a clip from that show, and I was like, yeah, it's really cool. I love how
really good for a long
they didn't want to make.
Wasn't it Roscoe Brown or whatever?
Yeah, I think so. He did a lot of voices.
He was cool. He was the like ice monster in Logan's Run.
I liked how in the old series, it's kind of like in the Batman animated series, they didn't want to have the Joker's laughing gas kill people, so they just had them look like they're in this manic twisted grin instead of being dead, which was more disturbing than them just being dead. So like I liked how in the Spider-Man series they did something kind of similar where they're like they don't want to have Morbius bite people, so they gave him like lamprey suckers on his hands, which is almost more disturbing.
Plasma.
Yeah. I need plasma.
Felicia.
Yeah, right. He's Felicia's boyfriend too. I forget about all that. Yes, Roscoe Brown was Kingpin.
I gotta admit, I found Morbius kind of annoying in that series a lot of the time. I was a kid though.
I was a huge fan.
Be different now.
Yeah.
I never.
I haven't watched that one in years. I mean, I'm excited to go back at some point and watch it because it's been
wait for us.
like some of those episodes. Yeah, fair enough.
Well, we could at least do the crossover Spider-Man, the mutagenic nightmare.
Might as well do that.
Two-parter. But the X-Men show up and they don't quite look right. Gambit has pupils.
Hey, check this out.
This is our comic reminiscences and recommendations segment. So, I have a couple. Check this out. I love these covers that are like the pictures in Polaris's room. So this is the next issue of X-Men 97 Season 2. Issue 3. And it's pretty good. Like it is better than the Season 1 comics they did. Because this one has a lot of things. It's also filling in some gaps that we didn't get to see. But there's this cool party where it's like the Hydra guys are there and the AIM guys are there, the bucket heads, and they all have drinks, like, but they're still wearing their like beekeeper suits. But like, how's he gonna drink that martini? Like, tell me.
Use a straw.
Where's the straw gonna go?
Right. They're scientists. They'll figure a way out.
That's true. They are scientists. But it's what do they call them in this? It's pretty funny. It's like inside these fine gilded walls. Why? We're not just stone cold killers, ruthless crime lords, and morally bankrupt beaker tweakers. But then the other like horseman shows up. We haven't seen Pestilence, and she she gives like the AIM guy all this pestilence and stuff, and then Betsy and Archangel show up in Cable and everything. But that's not the point. So they break up that party. And they get this. This is in Madripoor, and they get Ozymandias's like prophetic like gem or something. And so then Betsy can go like back in time, and like she's like sensing the things that the X-Men that are back in time and earlier in the season were doing. And it does show some cool horsemen actually. But then there's a big fight. And, more of a Magneto and Apocalypse. But it also fills in later some of the stuff that you thought you wanted to see more of, Andre, which is more of the Kandra and Apocalypse stuff. So more explanation on their relationship.
I don't know if that's going to make me happier or not. I just saw that panel of them like looking like they're having a good day out of the sand or something, which just sounds dumb.
No, they're lying.
Look at that middle panel. He's like smiling. He's like happy Apocalypse. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, he's pretty taken with her. Yeah, but he's like, I sense great potential in you. And then it also shows him create Ozymandias for the first time. Like he catches up to him. Ozymandias is this king who's like rebelling against Apocalypse. And Apocalypse just turns him to like stone or sand or whatever and makes him his thrall. So it's interesting seeing that. But the biggest, it also shows like him give Exodus most of his powers. So that's like Exodus right there when he's still like Bennett Duperry, just this like random mutant with who knows what his powers are. And then Apocalypse gives him like enhanced powers.
Well, but not enough to survive a bullet.
Yeah, I'm not buying that they killed him at all.
But you gave it a 9.
There's no way that killed him.
Or a 10, sorry. You don't think he's dead?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
Ryan, you seem to understand that there's like a line between what makes a television show, what makes like for people to enjoy, what makes you need like to satisfy every single continuity piece, right? There's a difference. And I feel like a lot of the things that I brought up that I've been correct about were because they're not going to spend time going through mountains of continuity to explain it. Like it's going to take a long time to go over the season.
So
They have to do a
here's
whole
my
season just explain what Exodus is, if they want to do that, right?
well,
Like,
right, and that's why I think, even though I'd like to see Exodus back because I think he's a great character, like I don't think he is because if you think about,
no, I
say,
agree.
if they go to season even 6, right? In theory, that might only be what 55 more
24.
Yeah, that's
episodes.
what I mean
Not
exactly.
Yeah.
So they're not going to spend a whole one going off on who Exodus really is and
Well,
why he's not really dead.
because honestly, it wouldn't surprise. So at some point, like you said, like we're gonna get to Onslaught because like the
Yeah,
people want it, right? Like it's gonna happen. But obviously, we're gonna do like I think they are gonna do some kind of like God love man kills stuff like that. There's so many other stories they're gonna get to. Is that some of these other villains like they're not gonna waste the
Executioner
time to bring
song.
Exodus. Well, yeah, exactly. Because I mean, perfect way to bring Strife back in, things like that. So I don't think they're gonna necessarily waste the time going back to Exodus when there's
Yeah, they
so
might
much more
not.
that they can do.
I
yeah.
still don't think.
Especially if they get,
That's what I keep saying. That's what I'm trying to get
yeah,
Davin to understand is that like they have to progress with the stories. Like what they wanted him
You know,
for.
both can be true. The
The
bullet
story.
could not kill him, and they still might not bring him back because they don't have time. Both can be
I
true.
think
yeah.
that's dumb. I feel like as far as like just his purpose, what they wanted him to do in the story was done. They don't need him back unless they create another reason to bring him back. Like
You'll
So
see.
I
there's
have
nothing lingering or no question within what we've seen of him in the show.
But
There's no lingering
the
question.
big reveal in this comic, Apocalypse has a baby. This is his son, Apocalypse's son. So they're teasing Holocaust.
Devin also
Eh?
doesn't understand that comic tie-ins rarely have anything to do with the actual show.
This
Or
is the
matter.
actual show comic tie-in.
I read X-Files comics, Devin. That doesn't mean that they were X-Files episodes. Like there are a lot of official
We're changing
things.
your name to Negative Nancy. This is now my co.
No, I'm Reality Andre. I don't know. Is there an what's Reality Check something? I don't know. But
so I
He's not
have
always like this, people. He's really quite sweet.
I am,
Um,
Devin. I'm just trying to make you understand that there's a line between
You think I don't
storytelling.
understand all the things you're
Well,
talking
you certainly
about?
don't
But
seem
both
to.
things
You
can
don't
be
acknowledge or seem to when I try to bring them up or discuss them in a meaningful way. You're just like, no, they
Both
have to say that this is that or this is going to be that.
Apocalypse has a baby. They're teasing Holocaust for all the fans who actually want to hear things other than Andre saying, it's not true, it's not true, it's not true.
I've been right almost every time, Devin, when I said they're not going to detour and explain this thing. They're just going to
Well,
like
you
this
can have your
storyline stuff.
cake.
No, but I'm right because this is what they like. They have to tell the story, move on to the next story. They can't go back and revisit all these things, explain these subtle little things that like with the scope of the story they're telling aren't going to fit within it.
Also, my recommendations. I don't have the first death of Nightcrawler. That's in Second Coming. I don't have that comic. But he comes back from that in that. That's in this comic. He comes back from that in The Search for Nightcrawler, which is kind of a storyline I think they might kind of try and do if they want to bring Nightcrawler back. But, you know, I've recommended Amazing X-Men by Jason Aaron a bunch of times. But you want to see Nightcrawler come back, that's where that happens. But there's also the second death of Nightcrawler, which happened in Chris Claremont's Nightcrawler number 10. Todd Knock, Chris Claremont, where Nightcrawler dies. He gets stabbed. But so he goes sort of into like this realm before the afterlife. I think like he meets Amanda Sefton there, his old girlfriend. And she's like, this is like the kind of like the way.
Oh, I forgot about her, right? She was in the other series.
Yeah, she was in that other series a little bit. Or like they were pretending to, was it Mystique pretending to be her? I don't know.
No, it was actually seemed to be her.
But so she convinces him that he has work yet to do because even in the immediacy, like he's trying to protect these kid mutants. So she's like, no, you have work to do. You got to go be a hero because that's who you are. And so, and then like also the Bess, this mutant he's hanging out with, like uses her powers, it seems like, to help pull him back. But so he rejects death in that sake, but he's like all ready for it. He's just like, no, I've died before, and like I'm kind of ready for what's to come, and like I'm not necessarily sad to go back. And they're all like, no, don't do that. So good issue, one of the better newer Claremont issues, I would say. That's all my recommendations.
I haven't had a chance to read many comics lately. I have been reading the as I mentioned last time. Sorry, I got like every once in a while I get like a migraine that's not like without pain. I don't know. This is a thing. Apparently, you can get migraines where it doesn't hurt your head, but like light screws with your eyes. I feel like that's going on with me right now.
That explains the grumpiness.
Devin, I'm not grumpy, dude. I just try to make you see the reality behind some of this stuff.
He's not just like Jason Voorhees.
I'm what? Oh,
just like Jason Voorhees.
Who's not?
Voorhees
Okay, yeah.
1,000 times too.
Yeah, I can't wait until they go through. They have this big human story next season about mutants being persecuted by their own government, and they take a hard detour in order to explain that there's an old French nobleman named whatever that became Exodus, who's not really dead because it's that important to like it. They're not going to do that. Ryan, thank you for.
Will they bring back the acolytes? Maybe.
I don't think they have to. I feel like they've done what they need to. But anyway, I've been reading the on the Marvel Unlimited app. They have a exclusive comic that's like continuing on some of the threads of the series, and they're actually pretty decent. They did one with so like similar to what Davin was talking about, because I haven't read the issue 2 and 3 of X-FINITY 97 season 2 comics, but they do pick up other things. Like they kind of extended Cable's storyline and showed what happened to get him towards the soldier he is now. They showed Ascani dying and other stuff further on down that story. But they also had a whole thing with we mentioned one of the acolytes was the sister of what's his name? The guy we met.
Untouchable.
Yeah, he's in one of those
comics.
His
daughter, not his sister.
They show him in one of the comics. Like at some where he uncovers that guy down the line, the Osmandius. So yeah, it ties in some things that are interesting. I'm just gonna bring up this, I guess. I'm currently reading The Road by Cormac McCarthy. It's very bleak but awesome. And but this I got recently. A friend that works at a bookstore always I call him my crack dealer because he'll just send me like a message being like, "Hey, we got this book in." And I'll be like, "Ah, fuck, I have to go buy it." But it's called Ad Nauseum, and it does it's all of the newspaper ads for horror movies over the years.
Oh, that's awesome.
Over the decades, from like it's really, really cool. So you can look at like all the ads when they're on TV or they're in the theater and stuff. So there's like a lot of
that is awesome.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. A lot of it is just generally the posters, but seeing like some of the other stuff and the way they advertise them is really interesting. If you're into like, advertising, I guess, in horror movies and all that, like Motel Hell is a really good one. So yeah, it's a really cool book. My friend Brent is the one who pointed it out to me. And actually, coincidentally enough, my friend Brent, because my birthday is Monday, he's going away, but he gave me, I'm in a book club that I volunteer with at a prison. So the book club, the book we're reading for that is this, which is one I read many, many, many years ago. But I wanted to revisit because I hadn't read it since. But the movie.
You heard about Andre's volunteer work at the ladies' prison?
So Devin, don't start that, please. Jesus Christ. I'm there for half an hour. There's another person with me. There's guards everywhere.
Half an hour, Andre.
Yeah. Well, anyway. So, but the same friend who suggested that book that I bought from his store also gave me the first edition of this book from like 2004 when it came out. So I have a first edition of The Road as well. But that's going to be my movie recommendation as well, so we can skip that segment. Let's go watch the movie The Road with Viggo Mortensen and Cody Smith McPhee. It's super good.
Oh, nice. I'll go check that out.
Recommendation is I watched the Last House on Netflix, and I liked it because I love the nature gets revenge movies, and that's basically what it is.
Oh, nice.
It's also it's not a sci-fi, but it has horror elements for sure. I think you should watch it, Andre. I think you like it. Yeah, good.
There's a movie. Is it the Long Weekend or the something weekend where like it's basically just like a couple that get lost in the woods that like nature's trying to kill them because they're not respecting it. It's an old 70s movie, and I remember thinking that you would enjoy it. Anyway, I'll think of the name of it and let you know.
You got a comic recommendation for us, Ryan?
I do. Figure with the story of the season, I brought out the Blood of Apocalypse story. which is X-Men Volume 2. It's 182 to 187, which was Gambit as Death.
Hmm.
Yeah, and this is where that all starts, and it's it doesn't last very long, but it was all right. It was written by Peter Milligan. Salvador LaRocca did the art on it. I remember this coming out. It was a very fun book. I should go back and read it again. And now it's readily available because of the cartoon. Like they re-released the trade and stuff like that. So that'd be my comic recommendation. And I'll give you a movie one. It was okay. Andre, did you watch the Ready or Not movies yet?
Oh yeah, I've seen both of them.
So I finally watched them because, like, with her being cast as Emma Frost, I was like, oh shit. I was like, you know what? Like,
she's really good at them. Yeah.
I really like. It's just brainless, comedy horror, but like, especially watching one after another. Like, I literally watched them. It was like 3 hours. I watched it one and then two.
Yeah, the second one really didn't need to be made. Like, it's fine, I guess. Like, it just seems like a weird reason to keep it going, But I still thought it was fun.
Yeah,
the first one is pretty perfect on its own.
I agree. The second one did not need to happen, though. I'm not going to complain about Sarah Michelle Gellar and Elijah Wood and stuff.
Well, they really, can give her a sister now and all this other stuff that didn't seem to matter before. That
was super goofy. Didn't mean anything, but like it is time that I felt was well spent watching a movie because like it was fun. Like I didn't think about it afterwards. I didn't need anything. I wasn't confused. I was like, you know what? I had a good time. Thank you.
I agree. Yeah. Did I mention Davin? Did I tell you the movie last time? Did I say Hokum last time?
Yes.
I did. Okay. You should watch that. It's really good.
Where do I watch that?
It might be on Prime, but if not, it probably will be soon. Do you see the movie Ryan Hokum with Ben?
No, you said, is that the one from you mentioned last week?
Yeah.
Watch it.
Yeah,
because I wrote it down. I haven't checked it out yet.
It's really good. You can, if you have Shudder, you can check out the guy that made its previous two movies, Oddity, which I really liked, and Caveat, which I haven't seen yet. But Oddity is super good, and it's like I was blown away with how much I like the movie. I think it was like the top 10 of the year it came out, the year before last. I think that on my list. So, but this one is also just as good in a different way. That movie, Dave, is called the Long Weekend. The original is from, like I said, my eyes are being weird. The original is from 1978. It's an Australian film about a couple that's sort of like it's having marital problems but disrespectful of nature, and the nature kind of starts punishing them for it. And then they did a remake, I guess, in 2008, which has Jim Caviezel in it. I don't know if you need to watch that, but the original. I don't know anything about this. When I was trying to find that one, I found this one. So this is a remake, and it has 0% Rotten Tomatoes based on 6 reviews. So,
ouch.
That's the remake. The original probably is a great movie, but
coming to join the party.
Glad y'all decided to join the party.
Look, we're gonna party like it's a Posh 97 a little bit because we got so much X-Men to talk about. Look at this beautiful cast we've got working on here. Some surprises, but I'm liking it all. Look at that. We got Jean and Rogue and Storm and Emma all along the bottom. Very nice. I like all those castings a lot. We got Cyclops, Professor X, and Mr. Sinister there at the top. It's not a bad start to a cast. What do you guys think? I'm excited. And we have a date for the movie, May 5th, 2028. And a couple months after that, we get the Ghost Rider movie. And they have another movie coming out that year. So
Black Panther's 2028, I think.
Yeah, that's the other one.
Oh, man, the guy that got playing the son of T'Challa is a great actor. I'm very excited to see him.
Yeah.
That's all
he looks great, too.
He looks like
a Hebrew related to Chadwick Boseman too.
Well, I mean, he was fantastic.
Like, amazing.
He's fantastic in Alien Romulus. So,
agreed.
But he's also really good in The Long Walk, even though the movie's not that good. He was good in it.
You guys stoked for this cast or what?
Well, the girl from Obsession is Rogue, which she's really good, really good in Obsession.
Yeah, I'm liking that casting.
Yeah, you're happy with the Storm. I mean, you
Yeah,
seem in every
love
happy with
that
anybody.
cast.
I'm glad. I'm very happy.
Oh man,
Well,
beautiful, a stage actress. What do you want?
Driver will be.
I
Driver will
wanted
be,
a stage actress for Storm. Like
Driver as Mr. Sinister seems like a smart play.
stage actresses have to project, you know, and that's what Storm does.
yeah.
Especially since
I
we
think-
haven't seen like the picking a villain that hasn't been shown in a live action film yet was a smart move.
Yeah.
So
They hinted at him in like 4 different movies, and he never
Yeah.
actually showed up.
I guess it was supposed
They,
to be John Hamm, that like he had already had discussions with Fox about it, but
Yeah.
they never. Yeah,
Kind of have it like a Sinister trilogy where he just sends like 3 different waves of villains at them. First time you get like the Nasty Boys, and then you get like the Marauders, and then you get like Inferno or who knows.
Oh yeah, we never saw the Nasty Boys come back when we had them last season. Did
You
we?
send all kinds of stuff at them.
No.
Yeah, no, I think the casting
Yeah,
is pretty cool.
I
The
love
guy
how
that plays Professor X
Yeah.
was a real surprise.
That
But-
was a surprise.
I do like him; he's a good actor.
that was the only one that, yeah, it's one that really threw me off though, because it's like, but I guess it makes sense because like it's such a young cast
It
that
is
like you could still have a young Professor X,
Yeah, he's still like 40. He's not,
you know, without it
ancient.
being like weird.
Yeah.
I have a
But, like,
theory
like
that they're gonna
Storm,
like
or
do
she's
these movies
23.
really fast though. Yeah, like I think we're gonna get 3
Probably.
X-Men movies within like 10 years, because I think they're gonna sign them to like shorter contracts.
Oh, we've got how many Spider-Man movies have we gotten since since Civil War? It's been 4.
I think they're gonna go faster with this mutant saga though.
Well, I mean, that was pretty fast. When did Civil War come out?
Well, rumor has it.
Yeah.
Rumor has
That
it
wasn't that
already
long
that
ago.
they're trying to book 3 movie dates for 20 to 29. So like they might just do like 2 X-Men movies back to back year after year. That'd be
Captain America Civil War came out in 2016. So we've had 4 Spider-Man movies in 10 years, plus his appearances and all the other
10
stuff.
years, yeah,
So,
which is wild, isn't it?
Same thing.
well, as long as it's
Yeah, I think,
popular enough to keep pushing it forward, they will. Yeah, 100%. That's why Spider-Man
think-
movies keep making big money, which is why they keep pushing them through fast.
Yeah, I'm all here for it. But
Yeah.
I think I'll have to find the article, but I heard that they some of these X-Men actors, they're locking down for like many, like a very, very large like multi
Well, that's how
picture
they
deal type of
they
thing.
make, well, they got to get them in to make sure they'll be there and not. Also, it's smart of them to try to book them for like 3 or 4 movies now, because if the first one does gangbusters, then they can renegotiate their contracts for way more money for the second one if they're not already locked in. So
Prediction: that movie's gonna do gang.
Yep, exactly.
well, it's funny too, because they were all predicting that Charles Melton guy would be Beast as well, and then there's someone else was saying that he pulled out of the contract, and now he wasn't listed or shown as any of these. So whether that's true or not, who knows? It could just been speculation.
Yeah, that seems like what's
He's a
happening.
cool actor. He would have been fine. It'd be cool to see Beast, because it seems like they're going the original team, right? Like the old
Plus
old
Rogue
original
and
team.
Emma,
With Rogue,
and,
yeah.
Emma, yeah.
Well, Emma won't be a team member. Probably she'll probably be a.
and Rogue could be like kind of on the outs with them. She could be working as the Brotherhood. Who
Well,
knows?
Rogue. I was going to say Rogue could be the way you learn about them by her joining them, but they literally did that in the first X-Men movie. So
Yeah.
They're not
I
doing
wonder
that.
if they're gonna go right into Emma having the Massachusetts
that's
Academy.
that's what I'm thinking, or her
Yeah,
being
be a teacher, I think.
or a villain,
No, that's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
or a villain that ends up kind
Yeah.
of being a hero. Yeah, like
I
because
could
you
see it
have
being
the
the
Xavier
Master
kids.
Academy.
Then you
Yeah.
have Massachusetts kids. That's where you could
The
put Rogue
Hellions.
over there. You could put Gambit over there. You could put whoever you want over there. Because
Yeah.
they said that, and I think after Doomsday, we'll probably get a lot more X-Men casting.
Oh, 100%.
yeah, it'd be cool to see what they do with it. I'm excited. I think there's a
I
lot
do
of
think they're going to keep using Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, though, and that's another reason why I think they're going to keep speeding up these X-Men movies so they can keep working him as Wolverine in them.
No, I think they need a new Wolverine.
I think they
Yeah, I
do
think
too,
so,
but I
too.
don't think they're going to do it.
No, I think we'll see. I think the end of his doing this will be in Endgame and
I don't know.
Yeah,
He's talking about
Secret
playing it
Wars.
forever now.
or Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Hey, he said he's going to be in Doomsday. That's all he said.
No,
So-
now he's saying he wants to just play it forever. Actually, till he's 90s. It's like, yeah, why not with CG and working out, whatever.
No, this cash gotta die.
Yeah, he's not letting it die. Yeah, all right. Well, you know what time it is. It's time for. Do I have a? I'm just gonna do this instead.
Hey, secret sticky goop from my hands. Need some sticky goop?
This is Art Goonery with Ryan,
Yeah.
the man with all the sticky goop.
All the sticky goop.
All right, we got some of Ryan's mighty collection here, but most of it relating to this episode, I would say, or at least this season.
Yeah, it's a little bit. This is the amazing Mike Ruth, with
I love
Nightcrawler.
Mike.
Mike's amazing.
Two-parter
but
on
no,
Graphic Histories.
Yeah, I was like, I don't have any other Nightcrawler pieces except for this one. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to rectify that.
Dave Cutler draws a hell of a Nightcrawler.
Yeah. Oh, Dave's amazing. I love Cutler's work.
My old roommate.
Yeah, what's next?
Yeah, we got this one.
Oh, this was cool. So this is there's a dual reason here. I love these. This is actually two pieces. I just have them together. in a
It is
picture.
very cool.
It's Lily McDonald is the artist, but she's the artist who did the Marvel tarot decks.
Oh,
So and then I had her. I commissioned these from her. So I just thought it was kind of cool because it's like, she did the actual like official Marvel tarot cards, and it's just it kind of fit in the season.
Yeah, for sure.
right.
What we got next? Oh, friend of the show, Stephen E. Gordon. This is an old like concept design for Gambit from X-Men Evolution. And I
Looks very
forgot
close to the one they used in X-Men.
What's with the
Wolverine
post-it notes?
So if you take a look under the post-it notes, the boots are a little bit different.
He's just like flip book boots.
No, but he looks
Yeah.
very similar to the design that we got in Wolverine and the X-Men.
It is very close.
Yeah.
I like this one.
Yeah, this is Giuseppe Cafaro.
Just said.
He was just very, he's just very cool. I have a Gambit Rogue piece that he did for me, and he sent me the players for free.
Oh wow,
Oh,
that's a great free piece.
oh yeah. This is Melissa Ballesteros, who has just a fun animated style. And I told her, as I got this done, it would have been over 2 years ago, obviously after season 1 came out. And I was
Draws
like,
a hell of a beignet.
yeah, I was like, I want a Gambit Rogue, and I was like, let's make it like 97 style. And she's like, can I put Gambit in that shirt? I'm like, yeah, that's cool. She's like, all right, well, I'm just gonna have some fun with it. And this is what I got. And it was cool. Like, I love it. I love it. It's not like just a goofy action shot. It's just like breakfast.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's awesome.
There's the other half of bipolar.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's good old Adam Gorham. Love this guy.
Adam's a great guy too.
Yeah, he's
Go wrong with
fantastic. What do we got?
Friend of the show.
Oh, there's another piece I got done after 97. Artist Stephen Defendini, and I have a bunch of his work, was every episode that he watched of season 1, he would just like fill in a box with a character he felt like drawing, and then when he got done with it, he sent it to me. So
Oh wow,
That's awesome. That's really cool.
And this might be the last one.
it should be
You've brought this one a few times. This must be one of your favorites.
it just fits really well, and I
It's
really
a great
enjoy it.
apocalypse. Who's this one by?
This is Fernando Passarin.
Has there ever been a significant Apocalypse versus Thanos storyline in the comics?
They fought. I don't think it was like a significant
Apocalypse
story
versus High Evolutionary.
That'd be cool.
That we've done that one. That's the Evolutionary War.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, I don't know about Thanos. I mean, I think hard to say actually. They're both pretty powerful. I was going to say Thanos might beat him up, but maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah. Well, anything else, fellas, that we should do before we get out of here? Anything we should talk about? Looking forward to season 3. It is interesting. Neither of you commented on it, but they're hinting in this comic, this tie-in comic, about Holocaust being a thing. Or they, I guess they changed it.
What about Evan? Didn't we see him in the background?
I thought that we saw Evan, but I didn't actually go back and confirm that.
It'd be quite surprising if they did, especially like if they're doing all this apocalypse stuff. They're just doing all this apocalypse stuff, and they like just have Evan in the background somewhere. Like he's not. Like it'd just be really surprising if they.
It is weird.
I feel like if they're going to do that, they would have to do it as a story later on down the line. Maybe that's how they revisit Apocalypse later. By doing that,
I could see them like tying.
Is he the son of Apocalypse? Is that it? Is that
he's the son of Apocalypse, and they could tie that into like the Onslaught thing probably. They want. I think they'll save that till the end. Like whatever the last season is, that'll be the Onslaught.
I feel like apparently Bo DeMaio also one of his plans was to bring back the Phoenix, right? Which is going to happen too. So
yeah, I can go without that. I don't need that.
But I feel like modern day Marvel is going to shy away from using a character called Holocaust. So,
well, they changed that name to something. Yeah, Nemesis.
Nemesis. Yeah, he became like Nemesis Enforcer, then Holocaust, and he went back to Nemesis, and then there was something else too, Genocide, I think, or he went from Holocaust to Genocide to Nemesis, I think.
Yeah.
Nemesis.
Oh, no nice things. Like he doesn't name himself after nice things. There wasn't like fluffy zebras in there in the middle or anything.
But like even genocide is a problematic. I mean, it's not a problematic word. And apocalypse in itself shouldn't be a problematic word either. It should, or not apocalypse. Sorry,
Holocaust.
The word
Watch
itself.
this in 2 times speed to catch up. That's dedication there to Lucas.
Obviously it's synonymous with a part of human history that is probably best not bringing up a lot, but the word itself just means what it means, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like I guess for a lack of a better comparison, gay used to mean being happy, now means something else. So I think as far as it like going to that level, it's like so like maybe Nemesis, but I feel if they're gonna the speed of this show seems like Evan would be more the way they would go if they're going to give Apocalypse a kid, but
it'd make more sense.
It'd be interesting
Evan's
too.
Not Apocalypse's kid. Evan is like Apocalypse as a kid.
Man, how many times do they have to fucking do that? It's like where they're just like, okay, we're going to bring the kid version of the villain, so we're all going to sit and wait for him to become the villain. Like they did with Apocalypse, they did it with Iron Lad. There's like another character too that they had that was like the kid version of Ultron, maybe. Oh yeah, it was Ultron from Runaways.
Yeah.
There was one of them was like a young Ultron. Like,
was it Victor?
Victor
or something. Yeah,
was it Mantra?
He was
Mantra.
Ultron's
son. He was a mix of Ultron and a human woman.
Speaking of which, before we go, some of that stuff that just came out about like the new Marvel stuff, the Vision show looks interesting. Vision Quest.
Yep,
it should be so good. Yeah,
I love how they like it's a human avatar. It's just old, fat, current James Spader.
That show should be fantastic.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to see Speed show up there too, right? So the other missing son. So
I was hoping it would go more like the Vision book by Tom King, where he's live in his family.
It kind of seems that way, just that the family.
Well, that's most of that book, but.
I also really hope they keep him like in the show. You see him have the red, go back to the red and green and white yellow look in some of the. I hope they keep him white. I like that look.
You like the White Vision, eh?
I do. Yeah, that's cool.
Fun to see for a while. Reminds me of the old Avengers arcade game and a SNES game.
Yeah.
All right. Well, suppose we can get out of here then, fellas. Well, what's our homework? Oh well.
Here's an inning.
Tune in next week and see our interview with Carolina Ravassa.
Yeah. So I guess go watch the show again.
Watch it again.
Watch it 3 times between now and next week. That's your homework.
Next couple weeks. Gonna be fun. We'll see what the Carolina and Isaac think of season 2 and beyond.
I'm sure they're going to have nothing but nice things to say about it. It's pretty great.
Very excited to get a regular paycheck. It's probably very nice.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, especially for voice actors.
Oh, absolutely.
You can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can contact us at xmenreviewshow@gmail.com. You can support us at patreon.com/X-Men Review Show. Or you can get your sweet merch at redbubble.com/people/X-Men Review Show/shop. Or, you can just suck up to me and get stickers sent to you. Find our audio-only version wherever you get your podcasts. And we are a mutant and proud part of Swear to Pod, a podcast network. Well, it has been fun, hasn't it, MZ? Oh, look, Ryan got his stickers.
They did. They came in very nice.
Hold it up again, Ryan.
This is the...
It looks better than it looked in the initial design, Devin. Remember I said the top rounded part should match the rounding of the circle?
Yeah, I tried to do that. It just wouldn't go, and I was like, whatever.
I know. It's
if you sent me, they must have a die cut line that on the site that you can.
That wasn't a die cut sticker. That's why.
Oh, there's white behind it?
No, there's black behind it.
Oh,
it's that shape. Some of them are die cut, but some of the die cuts were just wonky. The sticker would have tore if you tore it off the thing, so I didn't get those ones die cut.
Yeah, these are it's good. They're good quality stickers though.
They're plastic rather than paper.
They are. Well, they won't get destroyed.
No, exactly. By apocalypse. All right. Well, catch you next time, everybody.
Next time.
How can you be so certain your end will bring forth all this?
Because I have faith.
This program is a proud part of the Swear to Pod network.